So when we talk about the path of self-realization, I'm always struck by how we try to label what we think of as ourself with our thinking mind. And it's just like a different type of reality that we're trying to grasp onto what we actually are. The fact is, through thought, we'll never know what the self actually is. We can only know that it is. So there's a shift from our inquiry, the conceptual form of inquiry, into the experiential form of inquiry, where we actually settle into fundamentally asking the question first from the conceptual point of view, what is this life? What is this self? To actually feeling our life itself, the life force inside, that which is animating us all the time, that which is with us all the time, that is our very self, and that is our inner teacher, our true guru, if you want to use the word. It gives birth to us into this wondrous existence of being a human being. And we have a lot of fear. At least in our culture, we're conditioned to have a lot of fear of living, of dying. So we ask from a deep place, what are we? What is true? So for many of us, we're here because we're drawn by that question, and we can't shake it off. It's part of our actual being. What is really true? What is this actual self that we are? And there's something deeper than pleasure or pain. We fear pain and we try to grasp at pleasure. But these are just ways that we want to know what we really are. There's that inner earnestness, that inner commitment to wanting to know what is true that goes deeper than pleasure or pain. So deeper than pleasure or pain is wanting to know what is true. Yogananda said, God is the electricity, human beings are the light bulbs. So we're all illuminated by the same electricity. We're big light bulbs, small light bulbs, happy light bulbs, sad light bulbs. But we're all illuminated by the same life force. It's the flow, the constant flow of our experience. I gave a talk a few weeks ago about how we relate to the different aspects of human experience, our thinking, seeing, hearing, feeling. We know this life force not by thinking about what it is, but we know this life force by being this life force, because it is our very life. So we know the self simply by being the self. And it moves through us, in the forms of seeing, hearing, thinking, feeling. We can't find the seer because we already are the seeing. We can't find the thinker because we are thinking itself. Feeling itself. We are feeling itself. We don't know the feeler, the one who hears. There's just hearing. One of my great Zen teachers, Reb Anderson, said to me, we need to feel how we hold our life, hold on to our life. Try to protect this idea we have somewhere in here of who we are. And then we need to be willing for the release to happen. A big part of our earnestness and our commitment to the practice is being willing for that release to happen. And he says it'll happen spontaneously because it's already so. Is it really already so? That's the question. We can't answer that question with our thoughts. It's like if you want to see the true color of snow. I've got some snow outside my window this morning. You can't see the color of snow if you're wearing orange glasses. Everything will be orange. So if we try to grasp the self wearing the glasses of conceptual thought, we can't. We can't see it. We can't grasp it. But we can ask these questions and then simply be with the question. Actually live our life with the question so that it becomes a part of us. It's not such an unusual thing for us to have an experience of there being no separate self. Suddenly we realize, oh, I can't find this separate self. All I'm finding are thoughts about it. All I'm finding are different types of experience. But then by themselves, our experience doesn't tell us what the self is. There's no separate self. It's just an illusion. We have that experience, and it does have an impact. It's a beneficial impact for sure when we have that realization, and we've been practicing for a while, some years. But there's a lot, many teachers will tell us that realizing our true nature is sort of in end of chapter 1 of the book of our journey. Right? It comes at the first part of the story. After that, there's so much stuff to do. Live this life. How do we live these questions? Be willing to be challenged by life. So that our intuition that we are no separate thing, and at the same time everything, is deepened by our willingness and our courage, by our spirit of inquiry to meet the challenges of this life, of being a human being. And of course, in the relative world, there are different stages. We do, our minds are much clearer after 30, 40 years, 10 or 20 years even. Our minds are much clearer than they were at the beginning. So if we really commit with the practice and stay with it, we will have a deeper sense of presence, of being supported by that inner teacher. We let the light bulb, we let the electricity illuminate the bulb that is our body and our mind. And we feel supported. We feel the spirit, the aliveness of our interbeing, that we are that same light. We're made of that same light. All of our experience is made of that same aliveness. And so when we find ourselves getting caught, we offer our experience to the source, to the mysterious source. Offering it is not different than just being it, allowing it to be as it is. Allow the flow of our experience to go where it wants to go. We get caught, we come back. We always come back. Come back to here and now because we can't be anywhere else. deeper than pleasure and pain, wanting to know what is true. Our role is to want to know in this life, is to want to know what is true. You know, Suzuki Roshi said, the most important thing is to find out the most important thing. So wanting to know what is true more than anything, that's just how it comes out for me. That's one conceptual way of saying it. But there's a feeling inside that we know is there. It comes from that which doesn't begin and that which doesn't end. You know, it comes from our infinite life, infinite space, timeless time. We'll always come back to where we begin, right here, right now. And the different stages of awakening are there, you know, in our relative mind, in our relative world. You know, there's like a ladder of different attainments. We could acknowledge them and make use of them. We can make use of them in certain ways to help each other. But our source, our actual being here, right now, it's the wood that the ladder's made out of. It's what you and I are made out of. Let's keep practicing together.